a high-level overview of my setup for the chicken processing.
Hi, I'm Evie, and welcome to Evie's Acres, where we encourage you to grow a garden and raise and prepare your food as naturally as possible.
I have about half a dozen chickens isolated in this tractor. These chickens have not eaten in 24 hours, and that's because that will help reduce the amount of waste that I'll have to deal with when eviscerating them. Here, a little foggy here, but you can see here that the temperature of the water is just over 180, which is about where we want it to be. So it is ready for me to dip the chickens once I've used these restraining cones. Here are the buckets that they will be bleeding into. Here's another bucket that I'll be using to store feathers and other contents as I process them. At this table, I have a hose with a really great nozzle. I like to use the full shower and sometimes the jet settings on this nozzle. It's really helpful when cleaning off this table to use the jet or full, and then shower, I usually use that setting when rinsing off the chickens. So I'm gonna just set that aside over here. You can see I have a bag and a rubber band here. I already have one bag and rubber band set in this half-gallon mason jar, and that is to capture the contents of the chicken organs that I want to keep, specifically heart, liver, and the gizzard. You might be wondering why I have some Dawn liquid dishwashing detergent here. The reason is because I put a couple drops of that into that water. It's supposed to help with making it easier for the feathers to come off after they've been dipped. I've done it with and without and haven't really noticed that much of a difference, but I remembered this time to do it, so I decided to do it. I have some paper towels here on standby. I'm not going to keep this on the table because this table will get very wet shortly. Here is a spray bottle. It contains, it's pretty much 50% water, 50% vinegar. Here are my knives. I prefer to use one knife with the restraining cones and then another knife to remove organs. And then the third knife I actually use when I cut up the bird. I prefer to store my birds in parts rather than whole in the freezer. It just saves space and it's just more practical for us so that we know exactly what part we want to eat, you know, for a certain meal. Okay, and then here's my apron. I'll be putting this on momentarily. The last items that I need to put in this area are the cooler and ice. So, all right, I'm gonna go grab the coolers and the ice now, and I will set them up over here. You'll notice I also have a head covering on. This is because whether I like it or not, there are times when water, blood, or other liquids will end up just kind of flying up. It hasn't happened to me often, but just as a preventative measure, to prevent any of that getting in my hair, I prefer to cover my hair. I'll go ahead and get the camera set up so that you can watch the process.
Join me next week for part 2 of this mini-series on processing broiler chickens, and remember to check out the link in the description and in the first comment to join the waitlist of the Farm to Freezer course. One of the best ways to support our channel is to subscribe and share this video. Check out the resources in the description and in the first pinned comment. As always, be blessed and be a blessing to others. Until next time.